All right, I'll send you guys links right now. What is going on? May 15th, 2023. Another episode. Talking shit. Got Comic Lizard and Jaded Geek coming in with us. Just got finished recording our Radioactive Curry show and our Late to the Party show. We got some great review shows coming up later this week. Don't forget to check it out. Couple of interesting topics going on. You know, it's this time of year it gets kind of lean when we're talking about TV shows and movies that are coming up on the fly. I think it's before the summer stuff is really starting to hit, and then I think as far as TV goes, summers are weak. You know, it's like the fall and the winter where we're getting a lot of TV releases. So I was just trying to look at something we could do, something that we could talk shit about for 2 hours, you know, and it can be bleak, slim pickings on a lot of this stuff.
Well, I think it's not just that there's slim pickings, but even the stuff that's coming out, a lot of it is so uninteresting that we don't even want to look at it. So it means there's even less for us to review. You know, if by some stroke of providence, if we had been doing this show back in like 2015, 2016, we'd probably be hitting like on all cylinders, like all the time, just because of what was going on in the pop.
Yeah, that's true.
Market, you know,
that's true. But there was like Walking Dead was in its hitting its stride, and there was like why can't I George R.R. Martin art freaking dragons, God bless America. Why can't I think of Game of Thrones? This Game of Thrones, there was Walking Dead, all the MCU was hitting.
Yep.
Star Wars hadn't quite slit my throat all the way with The Last Jedi yet. So
I mean, we started doing these movie reviews right before COVID, or when did we start?
A little bit before COVID, I think. It was probably, the thing is 2015 there wasn't a lot of streaming going on.
Right.
So the technology wasn't there, and even if it was, we didn't have enough subs to be able to do it, or at least I think that I don't even think the Comic Cave guys, Fuzzy's channel, I don't think anybody else is in our immediate crew has the subs to be able to even get up over this.
On my Pornhub one I do, but not on the YouTube one. Not on the YouTube one.
Is this music in the background? Is this like a remix
Big
of
Trouble
in Little China?
That's right.
It's the theme song. It's a cover of the theme song.
Got it. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't losing my mind.
Want to go crazy?
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you become a lead man to a band. It's what you got to do in the 80s. And you got
all right.
That's how it's done.
So let's see. Let's start with share screen. We'll do this one first. All right, Frank Miller's Wolverine spotlights the inflexibility of fandom's view of comic art. Frank Miller's recent Wolverine variant cover demonstrates the inflexibility that comic book fandom has when it comes to the form of comic book art. Now, I saw several artist friends of mine that were, oh my God, get off of there, that were posting this and raving about how awesome it was.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, I've always been hit or miss with Miller, but I'm weird like that. Like, but it was funny you brought this up because when I was at the con this weekend, I picked up my first modern Superman book from like that's been coming out weekly kind of thing in a long time. And I only picked it up because of the art. Like, the art tripped me out. Like, I was like, damn. I was like, this has got to be digital. And so I bought it just so I could show you guys and see what you guys think of it and stuff. Because if this guy drew this by hand, I want to fucking get him to do me a sketch. Like, and I'll pay big bucks for it because it looks legit.
Okay,
but
so
that Miller's bleh.
I don't necessarily.
When you look at this Frank Miller picture and you look at the cover for Wolverine #1, it's the same artist, and you're like, "Huh, things don't get better with age, I guess."
Well, I mean, there's this. There's like things that Mike Mignola had done and worked on, and it's weird, right? Because you get to those places where there's people in a white room. There's paintings hanging on a wall in a white room, and people have like bottles of champagne, and they're going around and looking at it and comparing how awesome it is and whatnot. Or you'll see like something. It's just like a red canvas or like a white canvas with a dot on it or something like that. And like, oh, you can't see the simplicity of the this or the that, and maybe I'm not sophisticated enough to be able to see the nuance in those things. Or maybe that people are just being pretentious and acting like they can see things because there's like a level of snootery to it. I'm not going to pretend like I understand it, but I do respect the people that were saying that it's good art. They're probably very influential people to me, very good friends of mine that are actually out there getting stuff published. And I don't want to throw anybody under any buses or anything, but it just makes me think, like, is that the same as the type of art that people are using to money launder in those rich circles? Because we know that they do that.
Hey, look, if I can copy like the art at a gallery, then that's not very good art.
Right? If you just paint a canvas red.
Yeah, if I can paint a canvas red, or if I can put a dot in the very dead center of a canvas, if I can do it.
My cousin-in-law, it's my wife's cousin, just graduated from college, and they did a art show this weekend. Okay, and it's funny you say that. So we go in there, and they got her corner. Okay, and she did, typical art. Like she wanted us to go because she did one of like all the moms. Like she painted, and it was real pretty, very well done. Like, again, I'm like you said, Nate, I'm no artist. Like, I don't like to judge people's art and stuff like this. But there was a couple that were like you were saying, like a dot, that were just but they weren't hers. They were other people's stuff. And then right next to it was this blank black canvas. And I went, "What is this, night?" And they were like, "No, it's just a blank canvas." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought it was art. I was like, I feel stupid as shit inside here, man. I'm like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you did it, but it just looks like you took colors and went like this and everything's done. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, give me $30. I'll go do something for you too, man. Make Havoc's in the house.
What's up, Steve?
Make Havoc.
Look, dude, I'm preparing. I even wore my Toretto shirt, huh?
All right, Havoc, are you with us so far? Have you been following along, or should I reintroduce this topic?
Yeah, reintroduce that. I just got here. I don't.
Okay, so give me 1 second. Masterpiece.
Oh, is that the new Frank Miller stuff?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's different. He's a legend. He's older now. He's a different style of art. He's introducing now. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I saw a lot of other artists that do love the way this looks. But for me, it's okay. I mean, I don't hate it. Would I buy it? I don't know. Most likely because it's Frank Miller, I'll buy it because of that. But yeah, the old Frank Miller, I really have the old Frank Miller style. But dude, he's like 80 or 90 right now. So,
all right, check this out. There's the Frank Miller we love, right there.
Hold on.
That's the Frank Miller we love. Now compare that to what the picture we just saw. Big, huge damn difference.
Well, compare that. That's 40 years. That's like 40 years.
Right. But look at this one.
Master Race. He started doing that kind of. It's Frank Miller, but I called it the sloppy Frank Miller style. I mean, it's still his style. You can still see it, like the progression. You can still see this in that Wolverine. What he did in like 300 and what he did in like the Dark Knight.
Sin City and stuff, yeah.
All that, you can still see it, but this is just, like I said, I call it the sloppy Frank Miller. And some of that probably has to do with his, his age and his ability to get projects done in a timely fashion. So he probably has to do a little bit more simplistic, a little more gritty, a little more, whatever.
Which to me elevates.
I'm not knocking the fact that he's not an influential person in the comic industry and that he didn't help, move it to a different level. I'm not trying to say that. It's just, it's sloppy Frank Miller.
Is it like the equivalent of watching Jerry West shoot granny shots because he's the logo and he used to be good at basketball in the 70s and 60s?
No.
What's basketball?
Plus, he doesn't have.
It's a real sport. They don't have any scripts.
He doesn't have Clark
Oh,
Jensen,
He
you
dude.
know.
granny shots to Fuzzy. He thinks it's of old women doing like Jello shots. So you gotta be.
I was like,
careful.
I was just doing that, dude. Havoc was with me. I was hanging out with grannies and shit.
Well, so I think there's two things going on with this article. The first thing is I think all of us acknowledge that Frank Miller is a legend. He's very important to the industry. He's gotten a lot of things off the ground that we appreciate on different levels, even in cinema. You know, he's instrumental for Tim Burton's look for Batman. Post the 1960s stuff, and obviously he gave us one of the greatest masculine movies of all time in 300. So Frank Miller is the man, and I would tell him that to his face. He's a legend. But this stuff feels, because I saw some of the other covers and they look like they're phoned in, and it's okay to recognize that someone's either new style or diminishment of skill is not what it once was. There's a world of difference between the two, and I think this is one of those things where you get into the topic. Well, with art, is it really all subjective? Is it all personal taste, or is there a standard by which we go by? And I think the article does make a good point that kind of Neil Adams style kind of set the standard for what people are looking for in comic art. But when it comes to superhero stuff, you are looking for a level of realism. And when you draw something like that, it kind of takes you out of the mindset, I guess you would say. And so these covers look to me like they're not that great.
Plus, he doesn't have Clark Johnson to be his inker on there, so he was a big part of Daredevil and stuff like that behind Frank Miller. So,
Well, like, look at this, guys. Okay, so this guy's name is Jamal Campbell. This is the newest Superman book that just came out. Okay, tell me if do you think this is digitally drawn, or do you think this is like him doing it? Like, I get digital coloring, but I don't get. Look at that Superman. That shit pops, dude. This shit is badass. Like, this was the read was whatever, but the art in it was fucking amazing. Where I was just like, damn, dude, I want to sketch from this guy.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me more of like a softer edged, like cartoony version of like Michael Turner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all sexy and stuff like that, but it pops. You know what I mean? Like, this, like you were saying, it has a realism but cartoonish feel to it. Like,
what's the guy's name? The artist?
Jamal Campbell.
It looks like X-Men from like the Lobdell era.
But
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I picked this book up because when I was killing time, I started flipping through the books at the con, and I'm like, oh, this is dope. I was like, what's this? And then I thought it was in a dollar bin, but I had to pay full price for it. It was first comic I've paid for in a while, full price. And I was like, damn it, dude, I got to
If
pay
you
full
paid
price.
full price, you didn't buy it at Crown Books.
Oh my God.
But I was like, that. It goes back to the other article like a week or two ago came out about like a lot of the cover artists now, and then they were showing them like the drawings they did with pencils and pens at a con, and they were saying like it's night and day compared to the two. And I'm like, if I want one of those sketches. I don't want those chicken shit sketches if I'm paying for something.
It's it can be rough, dude. It can be rough. I've seen so many. I don't want to say so many because there's most people that we're approaching are heroes in comics and art. Then
Yeah.
there's more. What's going on, Sanchez? Good grief.
Well,
So
it's like Mike Mignola art. Like, I'm only a fan of his art when it's Hellboy because it fits the tone of the story and the background, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Miller's stuff kind of fit the tone for stuff like 300 and Sin City. Things specifically that dirty, kind of gritty, kind of the edges weren't smooth. You know what I mean? Like, it was just but I don't know. Sometimes some of these ones, even some of the covers that he did for Master Race, that were like the incentive covers, the one of 25s and 50s and 100, and you could tell at that point, you're like, something happened. Like, I don't know, you know, it's just, I don't know. And it's kind of kept on pace with this.
Well, he was
I
sick.
seen him out there. He looked like a backup dancer from The
He was
Walking
sick
Dead.
for a while, so
yeah,
he was pretty sick for a long time.
Yeah, no. I get when I got a chance to meet him when Noah did his interview with him, and you know, he's still like mentally he's got the faculty. He could, you know, it's just the body's not willing sometimes with certain stuff, and I'm wondering if it's affecting his ability to sit down and do like an art piece all at one time. You know what I mean? Getting it done type thing. So he's just trying to get it done and get it out and get it finished and get as many projects as he can done before the inevitable happens.
Yeah, it gives you, or at least it gave me a newfound respect for the art that Neil Adams was able to put out the entire time. Neil Adams, he even his fucking head sketches that he was doing for people were always obviously Neil Adams and solid work.
Yeah.
But it's apples and oranges, though. I mean, it's still way two different styles of art. I mean, Frank Miller his artwork is nowhere near look as good as Adams at all. Like he's in his own little different world, just like Magnolia. His X-Men stuff, it's okay, but like Liz said, his best stuff is Hellboy. You know, it goes with Hellboy, his artwork, his style. Same thing with Frank Miller. It's his Daredevil, his Batman, but through all his health issues, his age, all that goes into factor that. I mean, dude, he's done. He's paid his dues already. So whatever he does now, to me, doesn't even matter. You know, as long as I can see him one more time in San Diego Comic-Con and get him one more signature and talk to him for one more time, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like knock him or belittle it. It's just sometimes it's.
No, I'm not saying that.
With everybody.
You guys, no, I'm not saying that. No.
And he's still trying to be out there and see everybody.
Like you said, it's like you said, Liz, his mind is strong, but his body is just not. Yeah. It's not letting him do what he wants, like how he used to do. You know, like that's how it is. That's it. Getting old sucks. In other words.
Speak for yourself. I love getting old, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm going to be old with my wife at the casinos, picking my nose, pushing the buttons, finding all those hot showgirls, and then getting on stage and doing me some lounge singing acts. And I'll be all old with my walker and shit, just fucking tearing it up and stuff.
Get it.
All right.
You go get it, Fuzzy. Go get it.
I'm going to throw that at old people's home. That's what I'm going to
do. We'll take that as a segue over into this movie that I watched based on the recommendation of Fuzzy here. And it was Robert Rodriguez's movie starring Ben Affleck, Hypnotic. And it should have just gone to like Netflix, Amazon Prime or something. It seemed very, very half-assed.
Damn, the trailer looks good too.
Well, the premise is cool. It seems like you get 3/4 of the way through the movie, and it feels like they were making it, and then they got bored and were like, "Fuck it, let's wrap this up and get out of here." That's what it felt like to me. I don't want to do any spoilers on it, but I was just like, "God damn, Fuzzy, let me watch this fucking movie."
You got to always when you see the name Robert Rodriguez, like to me, what it does to me is ingenuity. You know what I mean? This is a man that will figure out how to get things done no matter what. And I'll bet you money. Was most of that movie done on green screen? Because I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go see it after I see Fast this week.
No, in the Inception-ish.
Yeah.
When you think Inception's gonna happen, it was so lackadaisical. Like, I really want you to see it so that way you can have what I went through in your mind when I fucking shit on you. Because
This
it
this
was
this this could be. I'm not again. I haven't seen this on, but like I always say, every director has a bad movie. This could be his bad movie. You know what I mean? Like he has hit
I don't
nothing
want to
but
sit
home
here and
runs.
say it was a bad movie, but it felt like it didn't feel like I should be paying money to see it. Like, not just to see that movie. Like, I wouldn't mind paying for a subscription to a channel where that movie popped up and I got to watch it. Like one of those fucking mystery movies with Daniel Craig, or
Air is on Hulu, I think now. The
oh,
one about
see,
Michael Jordan.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so that one's on there. But yeah, I get it. But that's the thing now with movies. Like before, when we were growing up, I remember me and my dad were talking, and he was like, I remember you being a kid and being so pissed that because we would go to the movies every Sunday, but every movie that came out was some sort of drama, some sort of love story. Once in a while, you'd get like a Stallone action movie, or Schwarzenegger or something like that. Like when those came out, we were first in line because he knew I loved those things. But that's where I kind of grew to love those types of movies, or those like because that's what I watched a lot. And now when you go to the movies, it's the opposite. You know what I mean? It's like literally everything at the movie, someone's got a gun or something's blowing up. It's high concept, you know what I mean? And then every once in a while you get these small little movies that come out like that are just, and they could be a hit or they could not. And Robert Rodriguez is the kind of guy that like will literally like go into his backyard, into his barn that he's turned into a huge green screen studio, and that's how he filmed Sin City. The whole Sin City movie was done over 5 months. And the scene with Bruce Willis and fucking Rutger Hauer, they were shot in 2 different months. So Rutger Hauer's sitting there talking to somebody else the whole time, giving them an amazing performance. And then 3 months later, he brings Bruce Willis in, sits him down in front of the green screen, and has him do the same fucking scene. He's talking to him. You put it together, you couldn't even tell that they weren't there together. So that when I see his name, I just go in my head. I go, I'm gonna go see it. I have to see it. And again, I'm not doubting you. This could be the one where I go, oh shit, like oh god, that was bad. So like I'm not doubting you, but I love
It had
Robert.
it had moments. It had some moments. It seemed like it was going some places, but like I said, we got like 3/4 of the way through it. I think my wife agreed. We got like 3/4 of the way through it, and all of a sudden, like when it ended, I was like, fucking. There's not 20 minutes more. Like, just I don't know. It felt like like I said, it felt like they got 3/4 of the way through making a movie, and then they got bored, and then they're like, "Fuck it, Affleck's got to go write his Batman movie or some shit." It was just like they got bored of it.
I'm definitely gonna see it. I was gonna try to go see it actually today, and then I was like, no, I got to watch these other ones, and then tomorrow me and the wife are going. She's taking me on a date for my birthday, so I was like, all right, cool. Maybe I could talk her into going to see it, but she gave me a hell no. She even gave me a hell no to Fast and Furious. I almost divorced her today. It's almost just don't talk shit. You can't live in this house and talk shit about Too Fast, Too Furious, baby.
I have good news about that. This 10 is supposed to be the first of a trilogy. There's gonna be 2 more. It's gonna end it.
And they said The Rock is supposed to be coming back. I've heard rumors about that. I'm very happy. If I get to see Cena versus The Rock, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Warrior Princess?
Cena, not Cena, you weirdo.
Oh. I was gonna
Hey, we're gonna get our tickets. Fuzzy, are you gonna go with us or what? We're gonna go this Thursday.
I know. I'm trying to.
You're the one saying, "Hey, guys, you've been hearing for months here in the show, for months and months and months, that supposedly Fuzzy's supposed to go hang out with me and James, watching the first week. Me and James I already made James to get. I convinced James to get a ticket. Finally, he got a ticket. So it's me and James on Thursday. Where's your ticket?
I'm going. I'm just trying to see if I need to buy tickets for the kids or if I'm going to just go by myself. Because the wife,
Well, you
again,
better
says
hurry
she won't go.
because
I ain't
tickets
worried, dude.
are selling out.
You know there's going to be tickets, and then when I'm in there, you're going to know where I'm at because you're going to hear me cackling and yelling, "Holy shit!" and screaming and crying and going like, "Dom!" And supposedly they're going to bring back Brian
Made a
O'Connor.
mistake.
Oh,
Take
dude.
my
Oh
car.
yeah, September we're gonna have to go to the movies with Fuzzy. At least go
Oh,
see
we got
one movie
we
with
got
Fuzzy.
tons of plans. When we come out in September, we're gonna be playing Dungeons and Dragons with Fuzzy. We're gonna watch
Damn
the
right.
entire Lord of the Rings series with Fuzzy.
Hey, I'm
You know,
down to for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm down. I want to learn how to do that.
you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
into.
I want to go see one. I want to go see a movie in a movie theater with Fuzzy.
Well, we gotta pick either a good action movie or a good scary movie.
Well,
One of those.
what is it? You guys are coming in August or September?
September.
There should be a couple good movies coming out during that time.
Yeah, dude, I'm so down. I'll even try to talk you guys into going to that 4D one. Because that's where I wanted to take James and you to go see it, but that shit sold out so quick. It wasn't even funny. I was like, damn, dude,
Hey,
I'm going to try to
I
go see it
found
during the week.
a closer theater to our house than the one that you go to. The one it's right next to James, like it's on off the 605 and the 60 in Pico Rivera. It's a brand new
Oh,
theater.
nice, dude. Yeah, dude. See,
That's 4D.
that's 4D is the way to see that kind of movie. Like, but like even like I'm pissed that I
What's the
didn't
deal
get,
with 4D? Is it the one where they like fart in the theater?
The
it's
seats
Star
move.
Oh, the
Tours.
seats move.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Star
like
Tours.
water splashes on your face and all that crap.
Dude, when I saw the Batman and they were shooting at him, I felt the bullets flying by my face, dude. Like that's how real it felt. And then when he was getting his ass kicked, you could feel it on the back of your seat. It's like a massage. I was like, oh shit, oh. Like it's badass. And then Top Gun, forget about it, dude. When he's banking like that, you're like popcorn's flying everywhere, dude. It's fucking awesome, dude. I walked out of there. My wife was like, "This, I will never do this with you again. This was horrible." And me and the kids and everyone are like, "Yeah, let's go see it again. Let's pay another $25."
Yeah, it's fun. It's expensive, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's worth it, dude. Like,
How
I
expensive
dig
is it?
$25
like $25.
per person. So you bring your family, it costs a lot.
Yeah, I mean, once like if you do it once in a while, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like every weekend.
It
Tell you
doesn't.
what,
It doesn't work for.
Go to the
every movie.
matinee. Go to the matinee, right? And I'll sit behind you. And every time they fight, I'll just reach over and smack you. At the end of the movie, pay me $5.
It's not the same. It's not the same because it's better. You've been on Star Tours when you're sitting there and you're watching everything go like this, dude, and all of a sudden you look over to your homie and he's doing the same thing like that. You'd be behind me. I'd look over like this and be like, "Where's your like that?" And that wouldn't be fun. That's not a fun way to do it, dude. I want to sit there and watch everyone scream with me, dude. Like, oh shit! Oh, it's going down. Dude, wait. Today. I got to finally watch The Evil Dead, and like, there's sequences in that movie where I was
Let's
like,
do it. Give us you guys got my rundown from Evil Dead. Like you're the second one seeing it now, right? In our crew.
yeah, I liked it a lot. Like I liked it a lot, but I think the originals were still way better because of the campiness and even the story and the gut, blood and guts, and they tried to do it in a different way in this one. Like the clever thing I thought about it was because the originals are in the woods, so you're away from everybody. You know what I mean? When all this shit's going down, this thing happens in the city. You know what I mean? In an apartment. So you're like, I right away when I first heard about it, I was like, this kind of sounds stupid. Like, why don't they just call the neighbor, or someone call the cops and stuff? But the way the director, and he wrote it and directed it, put it together, I was in. Like, I was in the whole movie. I was like, I didn't even think about Bruce Campbell till like right at the end when she picks up the chainsaw. I was like, oh shit. I was like, maybe this is, you know what I mean? And what was her name? Is her name Ash? Or is it Beth?
I don't remember.
Because I kept reading articles, people saying that her name was Ashley or something like that, and they called her Aunt Ash. But I'm like watching the movie, and I didn't catch that name at all. But like, this was how I think Sam Raimi originally wanted it to be, like scary and gory. But it wasn't. The only downside of it, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Like I was prepared to have the shit scared out of me, but it didn't scare me. It was cool, fun story. You know what I mean? Like it was bloody. It didn't take any prisoners. Like the opening sequence gets you going. Like when I don't want, I'm gonna spoil it. Fuck it. There's literally a sequence where fucking this girl gets her hair pulled and the whole scalp comes off.
Grabs her hair and wraps his hand around it.
He just fucking rips it off, and she's walking to the fucking thing with this all blood and shit. I was like, oh damn. And they tried to even do a couple of Raimi's shots, like as an homage to him and stuff. So that was cool. And like all the sequences you see in the trailer are a lot of the scary parts. Then there's a couple other little good scenes, you know what I mean, that are really good. But yeah, it's a definite C. I'm giving it at least an 8 or a 7 or 8, like right in the middle there. It was good. I liked it a lot.
You mean you're not giving it a 30?
No, it didn't. It made me yell "what the fuck" 3 times. That was it. So that's not enough to give it extra points. Like when the kid got it right here in his tricep, like that made me yell "what the fuck." The glass, that made me yell "what the fuck." And then there was another the eyeball.
The kids weren't safe.
Dude, no, they weren't. The eyeball though was like the fucking moment where I was just like, oh God, okay, I like this movie. And that's like right in the middle of the movie because I was just like, that's creative as fuck, dude. Like I love it, dude. Like I love it. So yeah, it's definitely. I think it's on digital next week or something like that. Like you can watch it like on Prime or something like that. So it's worth it, Josh. I'm telling you, you'll dig it. It's pretty good.
He needs goody two shoes.
Hey, Bruce produced it, okay? So if he produced it, he's got to feel a little bit good about it, right?
If I see Evil Dead, I need to see Bruce, not just his name.
He's there in spirit. In spirit.
That would be like having Bruce there in spirit because he's dead.
No. But I think because they say in this one that there's 3 books. There's 3 book of the Necronomicons. So what I think they're going to do to try to tie them all together is like Bruce has had one of them. These people had one. And then I think they're going to have another one where they have one. And then they'll bring them all together. That's just my thought. I'm just saying, like, maybe. Because I was like, oh, shit, there's 3 of them?
That's interesting.
If Liz and I are having any lag problems, there's a storm going on outside, so just FYI. We might freeze up temporarily.
Or if we drop suddenly. There's a big storm coming through. Sorry.
Well, at least warn us if there's a tornado or something coming, so we, we
you'll
can
hear it before
because
we have a storm radio.
Our storm radio go off. Yeah.
Right now it's just really windy and really rainy. It's not a lot of
How are you guys liking that weather?
Thunderstorms.
It's good. I love it.
Nice. It's definitely different, but everything out here is lush and green, and it smells like the earth. That we're not gonna finna destroy it. So
no smog.
No, in fact, the couple months after we moved out here, we had some like hacking issues because we were coughing up all the ick that we have accumulated.
And the weird thing is that there's no smog out here, and there's no smog regulations. Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot less population, right?
Well, yeah, but we do live in one of the population clusters, so it's our town has 30,000 people, but there's a lot of towns right around us that have about the same amount. There's a lot of people living in proximity. Plus, you have to keep in mind there's a lot of construction, a lot of rural vehicles doing their thing, a lot of big rigs.
Yeah, out here they don't dig. You have to blast because you have to go through like
the rock.
6 feet of rock to 6 to 10 feet of rock before you can start to hit like soil to put like your plumbing and all that other stuff in. So obviously you'll be hearing all of a sudden, boom, boom, like you'll hear it sometimes.
Well,
plus there's a guy that just lives down the street that has a cannon that he lets you fire off.
There's an old Confederate fella that still has a cannon that he blasts every once in a while too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why aren't you over there doing that, dude? I'd be befriending the hell out of that guy.
$20.
No, it's $50 and I can fire the cannon.
And he'll let you fire the cannon.
I got
So
50
every now
bucks,
and then we'll
dude.
hear it go off. We'll be upstairs, like eating dinner in the sunroom, or or breakfast or whatever in the sunroom. You hear this, boom! You're like, oh, what's his face is shooting off his cannon again.
Just made $50.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
You got and you got all these like factories and stuff that are around us. So you would think that with all of the like heavy vehicles and things and the the moderate population that's out here, that the smog would be out of control, but it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Clear skies, blue.
It's just not happening though. There's also things like marine layers and where you're at in proximity to the ocean and other stuff that'll do it. I do know that when I was a kid, I had horrible asthma. Buses would drive by, cars would drive by, and their exhaust would I would actually physically feel it hurt me to breathe in. And now, very, very rarely is there there's a car drive by and has some, like buses were brutal, but now they run off that natural gas, so they have almost no bothersomeness to me. And I also grew up in Long Beach, kind of close to the ports, so
Well,
they
it's
bring
nice
that.
too. We can go out at nighttime when there's not a cloud coverage and you just see stars. It's not just like, it's like the whole sky is just, it looks like somebody took like
the
a
light
paintbrush
pollution,
with white paint on it and just went, and you just see all of the lights up there. It's beautiful. You can see some of the planets.
Well, and ironically, the thing is that we have it pretty clear out here, but that I don't know if any of you guys have ever been like to New Mexico outside the cities, and that's wild to look at the sky there. You can see bands of the Milky Way and stuff like that just with your naked eye. It's crazy how clear it is in some places. Here it's pretty good, but there are places that are even clearer if you want to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
I felt that way when I went to I think it was Texas, when we were driving to Texas and we're in the Winnebago and we're going, and we had the windows up, we're hot boxing and stuff like that, and it got really bad in there, so we rolled down the window, and I'll never forget it. The air came in and it was so clean, I think all of us almost died. Like we were like we looked like I had seen in space and shit, like when the mask comes off in our head. I was like, roll it up, fuck it, dude. Look, we don't want to leave here. And then we got to my friend's house, and I was like, call him up on the phone. I'm like, hey, dude, open your front door. I ain't trying to breathe in this fucking scary ass air. Like, there's something in there. And I run in there, and he's laughing at me. He's like, because it's clean, fool. It's clean air. Shit. I'm like, my body can't take that cleanliness, dude. Nuh-uh. That's why we need these, baby.
Oh, fuzzy.
It's nice. It's very nice. It's relaxing, and the only thing that we really had to get used to is the fact that you can't just like, oh, I feel like Greek food, and you just go down the street, or I feel like this kind of food and go down, you know what I mean? And just you're 5-10 minutes away from something. Out here, you have to go for Mount Juliet. It's like a half an hour away to get
at least a 20-minute drive anywhere. Most places between 30 and 45 minutes. It's a bit of a distance.
And then it's probably not as good, right?
I mean, it's not California, at least where we live, they're in Southern California in Orange County. The food options there, these are all people that are looking to capitalize on the resort market that's out there. So they're competing with other top-notch people, and they're producing top-notch food. Out here, you have places like that, but a lot of places, like if we want really good Mexican food, there's a really good spot near us. But like a lot of the other Mexican places, it's like El Torito style, It's good, but it's not dynamite. But we got one place out here called Mangoes, which is pretty legit.
You know what? They just opened up an Indian restaurant, and the dude there is from India. We should go over there and talk to him about the movies.
Talk some movies.
Dude, whenever I see Indian people, I'm like, Balu Bali! And they're like, oh, you know them. Yeah. Man.
He's like a 5-star chef.
Like,
thing and
it's
all
like,
the
hey,
food and oh man.
Do you want some hummus with that? And I'll be like, yeah.
Uncle.
Sir.
Brother or bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So it just opened up, and everybody that says that if you've never had Indian food and you go in there and tell him, he'll bring you out like this huge sampling of like all kinds of stuff for you to try, and he wants people to be educated and knowledgeable on the Indian foods. We should do that on Wednesday.
Yeah, why not?
Just see the picture of Jill on the go.
Sure.
Anyway. Oh, sorry. Segue. The one thing out here though is they put sugar in everything. So like sourdough
That's
bread,
what I like.
sugar. it's not like
Diabetes and tobacco.
Is it, do they cook it with lard? That's what I want. Like in my
Yeah.
cousin's Vinny, where they slap it on that shit,
Yep.
dude. Like I was.
it's like
That's
they
one of my favorite
just
scenes.
like an ice cream scoop and put it in there. Yeah.
The thing about lard is if they did cook everything with lard, but then they got the sugar out of it, you'll be all right. But it's when you mix the sugar with the lard, that shit forms paste in your veins.
Man, we
But the lard by itself is not that
here.
bad.
Paula Dean's are like national treasure out here. No, yeah. Butter and sugar and lard and fat and oh my god.
We did go to a really cool pub a couple towns over from us on Saturday, and that place,
Scrubbing pub.
yeah, that place was the most deep South place we've been to so far. There was a lot of dudes in overalls, and there's a lot of hard G's and hard R's flying in that place. It was impressive. It was like the Knights of Feet, and then people grrr. I was like, whoa,
Damn, dude.
hey now.
Yeah, we got razzed when we walked in. They're like, we don't really have any like real food and stuff. It's all like bar food. And then when they give us the menu, they have like wood fire pizza and like burgers and stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean this isn't real food?
Right. I think they took a look at us and they're like, oh, these are city folk. They're not going to really want to stick around in this place. And we're like, show us what you got. We're in.
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, if we ever have to say we got the Southern treatment or...
Yeah, well, and we should have known. I mean, the reason we stopped there was because they were flying the battle flag out front. So
But that doesn't always mean...
No, it doesn't. But
it gets taken to the extreme.
But when we walked in, that's exactly what was going on.
Yeah, 20 minutes, right? When we got our food served, that's when the word started flying. We're just like, okay, eat as fast as you can.
Nah, the people that were coming into that place were all super polite and everything like that. They just speak freely, you know. They don't.
All the locals.
It's like people used to talk back in like the 80s and the 70s. People didn't care. You just said whatever you said, and that was that, you know.
If somebody didn't like it, they just beat you up.
Right.
And then you shook hands and had a beer.
Yeah. Let's go settle this outside. Okay.
Anyway, so it's just there's some little culture things that are different out here. Oh, Fuzzy got attacked by a bug.
Yeah, goddamn bugs are flying at me everywhere, dude. It's hot. It's hot in my garage. I open the door and all these goddamn things flying by my face. I done
June
smoked
bugs
the
are gonna
bowl.
start coming out. Lightning bugs. Actually, our lightning bugs are gonna start coming out.
See, that's the shit that would mess me up when I'm stoned. Like I'd be sitting there looking. I'm like, am I seeing that? Is that thing lit? Like, is that a ghost or is that a bug?
It's so weird. We'll sit on our front porch and we've got this huge yard in front of us, and it's like all of a sudden out of the grass, these little twinkles. It's like little fairies. These little twinkles start coming up, and then there's just like this haze, like it's not even fog or haze. It's just like this little level of like these lightning bugs. And when you go out and you see them, you know, they're pretty good size. You know, their butts glow on and off. But we squish them. I've squished a couple of them, and then, you know, your hand turns gooey, glowing in the dark, like stuff too. Yeah.
No way.
They got too close. I was like, and I went like that. I went, damn it. And my hands had like.
So it looks like the predator blood all over your hand and
Yeah.
shit, and you're just like, I killed the predator outside.
God,
I got that fucker. Schwarzenegger ain't got shit on me.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Ooh, do you guys ready for my pick, or you want to wait till the end?
No, pick.
What I'm going to torture you with?
Yeah, do your pick, man.
We can
It's good.
complain
It
about
helps
the
me
rest
while
of
I'm
the time.
chewing.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't have a normal Christmas. We're going to have a no holds barred Christmas. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hulk Hogan's first movie he ever created, No Holds Barred. Or
I don't know if I've seen it.
Ready to Rumble. Those were the two movies I thought of. I was like, No Holds Barred is legit one of the worst movies ever made. It's so awesome, and it's got one of my favorite lines ever in a movie. It's my payback for Ewoks. So welcome to Fuzzy's childhood. Hulk Hogan in No Holds Barred, Debo as the bad guy as Zeus, and all he does with his cross-eyed, he walks around the whole movie, and he's like, ah, shit, dude, it's awesome.
I have seen this movie. I see this year, but
Wait till you see it again, because trust me, I bought the super duper DVD remembering how awesome it was, and I popped it in, and me and the kid halfway through, we love wrestling, okay? We love wrestling. Halfway through the movie, we were like, let's turn this shit off. This is really, really bad, dude. Like,
but Fuzzy, you're getting revenge against me too. I didn't even do you wrong.
Hey, look, we're a team. You know what I'm saying? G.I. Joe, right? The fucking team runs in, we fight Cobra together, and fucking some of us got to take a hit, dude. You know what I mean? But, well, then either that or Ready to Rumble.
I get to be the G.I. Joe that dies in battle?
You're in the red suit. You're in the red suit.
The one with David Arquette, and I love that movie.
So I'll let you guys pick one of those two.
We're your biggest fan. Wrestling's real. Martin Landau. Oh my God, that's such
damn right, it's real. I'm gonna bring Greg around. You tell him it's not real, and let him give you a flare chop to your chest, dude. I got my kids shit their pants, dude, because on Sunday Greg called me, and I had it on. I just didn't recognize the number, and I hit the button. And I had it on speakerphone, and he's talking to me about the show this weekend, and he's like, and my kid's like, "Who's that?" My guy's Greg the Hammer. He's like, "A wrestler knows your phone number?" I was like, "Yeah, buddy, dude. I was the coolest guy in the world that day, dude." My kid was telling everyone my dad knows a wrestler.
Nice.
And I had to take the little bastard out. His birthday, he turned 16 years old on fucking Friday. And I go, "What do you want for your 16th birthday?" He says, "I want to take my friends out to dinner." And I was like, "Oh, so you mean you want me to take you guys out to dinner?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "All right, where do you want to go?" He's like, "Chili's." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, I thought you were going to say McDonald's or something. You want to go to Chili's, dude? Like, you want to?" So I walk over to the table. It was maybe about 10 of them. I'm like, "Listen, fuckers, $5 is your limit. All right, don't go above $5. And they're like,
"You all got side salads or what?"
Mr. Vargas, the only thing that's at that price is the desserts and soda. Well, I guess one of you is going to get a soda and the other one's going to split a fucking shake. Enjoy. I walked away and shit. And then my kid got all like embarrassed. And I walked back over. I'm like, "I'm just kidding, guys. Get whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's fine." And then we go. And afterwards, again, my son and his friends are D&D nerds, Pokemon nerds, you know, like just every father's proud. You know, I'm very proud of my kids because they're that nerdy. And when they go, "Mr. Vargas, can we go to Target?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't care, dude." I'm like, "Let's go." And every fucking kid's coming up to me going, "Mr. Vargas, this toy's $20, but all I got is $15. Can I borrow $5? I'm like, "No, you can't borrow $5, dude. I just paid for your goddamn meal, dude. You want me to give you $5 too on top of that? What the goddamn kids, dude. Don't have them."
So then you gave it to him?
No. I know the parents, and I said, "Hey, man, your kid's over here asking me for money. Do you want me to give it to him?" And they're like, "I'll be there." Cool. Your mom said she'll be here in a minute with that $5. I'm a cheapskate.
You're selling all your prized possessions to live life, right?
Yep. Well, shit, dude. Like, I had to go through for the show I did this weekend out in Paris. It was kind of cool. Like, I was like, it was a good idea. And I was like, I wonder if we could do that out here. And it was the high school sponsored it. It was like a high school con. Like it was a Comic Con the high school was putting on. It was free to get in. They gave out free hamburgers, like legit barbecue burgers. Like they had a grill out there barbecuing, all free. Free soda, free chips, and they had artists there. I mean,
how did they cover that? Like somebody has to cover that. Has to come from
Well,
somewhere.
what they asked us to do was donate things. So they were like, and they would raffle them off like for prizes, and I think that's how they made their money. And so because they were like, you can have. They literally gave me like a whole wall, like the length of we were in a basketball gym, and it was the whole wall, like the whole length of the basketball was my wall. And so we set up there, and they were like, all we asked for is one donation. And so me and the three of us, Tom and Chauncey, all grabbed like toys that we had, and we handed it to them, and we were like, here, get what you can for them. And that was it. And it was, and they had panels, and the panels were aimed at like, getting kids to read comics and stuff to help them want to start reading. Like that was what the panels were about, how to write your own comic and things like that. And it was pretty cool. Like it was a nice turnout too, and I didn't have to pay for the booth or anything. It was free, so I couldn't complain. And I'll tell you what, I made more money there than I did in Las Vegas. So.
Because you don't have to cover you don't have to recover any fees.
No, even if that, I still made more money. Like I made $150 in Vegas, and I made almost $300 there on one day. So
it's cool.
Yeah, it was a good show. Like I told them, I go, if you want to do it again, I'm down. Like I'll come and do it because it was worth it, and all the kids were happy. We had like. So we all decided we were going to give out comics, like dollar books to kids. So Chauncey comes and he fucking gives this long box of all Gunslinger #1s, and he's like, "Give these to the kids." I'm like, "What the? I can't give Gunslinger to all these little kids, dude." And like 3 parents came back and gave it to us. It was like, "Oh, my kid can't read this."
No Stephen King comics for the kids, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh man.
It's like that bookstore we went to a bookstore yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. It's called like the Happy Stack or something like that. We went in, they had 2 like long whites full of comics, but there's like a sign that says that like they haven't been like approved for like, kids. These aren't like kid ones, and it's got like Fantastic Four and Iron Man and stuff like that in there, but they're like, we can't say that these are like kid friendly comics. And I mean, I found some stuff in there, but I was like, And we walked around to like the manga section or like the graphic novels are like on the top shelf. It's like these ones are not for kids, and then these, you know what I mean? It was very interesting to see how particular they were.
Got a little unboxing. Amazing Comics. J Brothers. They had some moment in time variants. So these are pretty cool. Here, let me
I like that one.
I believe these were like $2.
Oh, nice. I just got these ones.
When my friends have shows, and it's something that I'm remotely interested in at a price I can afford, because you got to throw that shipping in there too and whatnot.
Yep. So I got classic Green Lantern.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What is that, early 60s?
Oh, yeah. It's number 68.
Nice.
But the spine on it is worse than I thought. I thought I could save it, but it's got right there. You can kind of see some of the coloring's taken off right there. I couldn't see that in the picture, but whatever. I paid $2 for it, so you can't go wrong. Got X-Men 155, of course. Got to have that for the signings this weekend. Claremont. Green Lantern 69.
69, dude.
And I always love this. Is one of the covers I always just buy when I see it. Spider-Man versus the Hulk.
Yeah.
Good dollar bin book. Uncanny X-Men 156. This one's going to look amazing when I'm done with it tomorrow after cleaning and pressing it. I got not just the regular version, but the newsstand version too. So I got both. And I can't have any collection without getting me a new Superman book, of course. Number 1 or 224. That looks like my son right there when he was a baby.
Your son looked like Lois Lane?
Yep. Big tits and everything. And 159. All of them for, I think, $16 shipped.
Oh, there you go.
Well, not bad. It was pretty good.
Just right to tell Fuzzy, I found a really tore up version of the first race with Flash and Superman. But like it was pretty rough. Like they had like all the spine ticks. I think there was like some tape stains to it. And I think there was like a small chip on the back of it that was missing. But yeah, dude, it was in the pages where I think they were. I don't think it was water damage, but it was close. It was kept. Down here it's tough with old collections because like the humidity, if it's stored like in your attic or in your basement or something like that, sometimes the humidity can get to it. So it's not like it's water damage, but it's like right there on the verge of it type situation where the pages are a little yellowed or browned from that. But yeah, I thought I knew, but somebody snapped it up really quick because they're like, I don't care what condition it's in. They just wanted it. And I actually read it. That was the first time I read that comic too. And I was like, oh, so they tied on purpose because they didn't want the gangsters to get the money.
No. Superman 1, he had to let go a little bit, dude. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, dude. Yeah, hey, don't shake your head.
No.
What happened?
Maybe that's the second one. No, because they went into the race. Hold on. In their first race, they purposefully went to each other and said, "We're gonna make it a tie," because you had all these gangsters that were betting on them and wanting to take other people's money, and so to make sure that the gangsters weren't going to get any of the people's money, they purposefully tied.
No, I know, but just remember, Superman had to pull back just so they could tie. Like that's all I'm saying is that he's Dominic Toretto, and and the Flash is Paul Walker, and they're going at it, and Paul Walker Flash hits the nitrous too early, and fucking Toretto's like, too early, kid, and just caught up to him, dude. That's what happened. I'm just letting you know. That's the story. I'm sticking to it, dude. That's right.
It's a total bullshit narrative, but whatever.
I was waiting for it. But yes, it's true.
There's only one superhero in the Justice League that's faster than the Flash, and it's not Superman. It's Captain Marvel.
No.
Oh yeah.
Burn.
Nobody comes faster than Captain Marvel. Got a smile out of the gate geek there.
No.
Hey, have you guys ever, on a different note, have you guys ever read, before it goes too far down the rabbit hole with who comes first, do you guys ever read on digital stuff? Like, have you read
sometimes
digital? Okay, so I'm not.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes I feel like I'm cheating, but I'm like, you know what? I'm probably never gonna run across a lot of this stuff. I like it when they put it in like chronological order with some of the tie-ins and the storylines and stuff. Because we have that Marvel Unlimited, and I tell you what, I'm reading a lot of old stuff that I missed back in the day on some of the stuff coming out, but some things I didn't even know, like that whole noir like stuff, like Spider-Man noir and X-Men noir and all that. And what was the other one I just got done reading? There's another like small grouping of
Daredevil noir is good. I like that one.
Yeah, that one was really good. It's like it's they're what ifs because they don't really tie into each other. Because like there's 3 different Spider-Man like storylines. There's 2 different X-Men, but like and then there's like a Weapon X like one shot, but that's also Logan. but it's not the same Logan that's in the X-Men Noir storylines.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. It's that they're really good though. I like the too. And so was the Iron Man. Those three, because the Iron Man was kind of like he was an adventurer, like Tomb Raider-esque type thing, and he'd go out and he'd fight all these. And they would bring in the Marvels magazine that show the cover. He's fighting Fin Fang Foom and stuff because it's like the Dragon of the Orient type situation. But they did it as like 30s like men's magazine, adventure magazine kind of stuff. It was really cool. So anyway, sorry.
No,
Thinking about doing like a little like post or a little story or video of like comic books you probably didn't know you need to read. These are the ones, because there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about your fingers being clean and fucking up the pages or any of that stuff. That's
the
cool.
only problem is I'm reading it on my phone. And my phone it's bigger than Josh's, but still I have to like turn it sideways so I can read the panels because it's not. I used to read it on my my Kindle. I had a color Kindle, and you could like double tap the screen, and it would just pull up a particular like panel. You could read just the panel was just on your screen, and then you'd hit it again, and it would shrink it back down, and you could go to the next one. This one.
What you're saying is, if we sent you a tablet for Christmas, it would get a lot of good use.
Hell yeah, I would. I would totally get a lot of use out of it. When I had my iPad Mini, I was doing a lot of it on that too. But
what happened to it?
It died. They don't last for forever, so it just died.
All those adult sites will mess up your iPad, dude. I had that problem too. I had to stop buying them. So
yeah, Josh.
All right.
I just had like.
We'll let the adult sites segue us over into.
Yeah. How do you segue that one, Nate? Come on, let's see it.
my head exploded right now. It was like 10 jokes happened once. I was like, oh shit.
Comic book adaptations coming to Netflix in 2023 and beyond.
Nate.
See what I did there?
Good job. Touche.
All right, what do we got going on here? Millar World.
They only had one on that list that I have been preaching since it came out comic came out, and I keep saying, hire me, I will do it for free. I know Writer's Strike. It's right there, second to the one. Huck, baby, that's the one that's going to be the one.
So
that's
good.
fucking amazing, dude. That's one of my all-time favorite comics right there. Like,
is good too.
Yeah, I like that. I like Millar's stuff, but fucking Huck was just one of those ones. Again, when I read it, I had no inkling to read it. When I read it, I was like, I needed every issue to come out quicker because I just wanted to know where it was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I have the trade paperback, all the single issues, all the variants of it. Like, I love Huck. Like, Huck is a great read, and it's quick, it's easy, it's not a long read. You know what I mean? Like, you could literally read it within an hour, and it's a fucking amazing story. Forrest Gump has superpowers. That's all I'm going to tell you.
All right, well, we got 1 minute out of that. That's all you're going to tell us?
What?
No,
Like,
was good. King of Spies is good. Prodigy, I wasn't sure about
Firestarter?
That. Was like third issue, huh?
The Firestarter?
No.
I don't know if I read
Prodigy.
Oh. Yeah.
Space Bandits.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot on that list where I was like, oh, okay, I want to see that one. But they're going for more independent stuff because I think it's probably easier for them to obtain the rights and get things off the ground running.
I can't believe that Netflix is this Netflix that's picking this up or anybody? Because I can't believe Netflix would be doing the Magic Order because there's a lot of brown chicken, brown cow stuff going on in that comic.
Well, they
here?
bought Millar World.
That seems like that's more of a HBO Max kind of show.
Skinamax, baby.
Yeah.
Bodies?
I don't think I ever read that one.
I never read that one either. That cover, I know the cover, but I never read it.
Crime procedural with a twist. Releasing this year. Dead Boy Detectives.
That one
I
is
heard about this one. I never read that one.
Originally
I think the
developed
Comic Cave was talking about that one before.
headed to Netflix exclusively, no doubt acquired because of the connection to the Sandman. Two comics share Neil Gaiman as the writer.
Yeah.
Series follows Charles Rowland and Edward Payne, who decide that the afterlife isn't for them and instead stay on Earth to investigate crimes that involve the supernatural. Oh, so you're like ghosts? Hence the name, right? Dead Boy Detectives. Sweet Tooth Season 3.
Did you guys ever watch the first 2 seasons?
I did not.
No.
I didn't even know that there was such a thing.
I read the comic books.
Robert Downey is the producer of it, so that was like the big hype about it when it came out, but I never sat down to watch it.
Sandman was good. Josh even liked it.
I did, but I also went into it not having read the comic, and I've read parts of the original run of Sandman, and now in retrospect I see a lot of the race swapping that they did for the show because reasons.
Well, you see what they're doing with that now. It's that, here's Dark Horse's run, but apparently you can't win an Academy Award. There are no Oscars can be won unless you meet a diversity quota on your movie.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I have seen that, and I even saw that Richard Dreyfuss like had a fit about it.
Yeah.
But I was laughing at his fit because I'm like, bro, you brought this on. You shot yourself in the foot. You pooped in the bed like Amber Heard. Now you have to sleep in it. So
you pooped in the bed like Amber Heard.
So my thing is that this is actually a good thing because the Oscars have been a dead thing for over a decade. Nobody really cares about that stuff. What needs to happen is that there needs to be we always talk about an alternative economy. There needs to be like an alternative, movie awards system that doesn't play by these stupid rules. We can call it the Film Actors Guild instead. And
the FAGs?
That's right. We'll come in there. It'll be the ultimate troll. We'll come in there and we'll give awards to movies that are actually good. And, we'll do it on the basis of merit and not on the basis of whether or not you make Cleopatra somebody from, like, Nigeria, right? So.
Well, they used to have an award show that way, and that was the original MTV Movie Awards, like before they started making movies. Like I used to always think that was always like it was the popularity vote. Like what did people really like? Like forget plot, forget all that. It was just that. Yeah, and they were fun categories.
It's where Predator and Terminator can win movies.
Yeah, exactly. Like I still remember seeing movie boxes proud of winning, the MTV Best Picture, kind of thing. And I was like, I used to laugh. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. But then once they started doing like Varsity Blues and like, coming up with their own movies, those movies always seemed to win and stuff like that. And, it got that way. Like even the Razzies, I think at some point, they used to be a lot of fun. Like they would always pick a really good, shitty movie and it'd make me want to go see it. Like I was always like, oh, this one, like worst movie, I got to see this. Like, let's see what they consider to be the worst one. And now it's not what it used to be.
There's nothing stopping us from doing our own awards.
Oh, I'm with that, dude. I'm with that. Like I was telling my kid just the other day because he was telling me about what did he say? He was telling me something about a movie that just came out, and he goes, it made X amount of $1 million, and I was like, it doesn't matter the amount of money it makes. To me, that just tells me that many people went to see it. What did they think when they walked out of the theater? That's what I want to know. Like, yeah, they got your money. But who cares about how much money it made? Like, that's when people always say that, like, oh, it made $100 million. It's like, great, it made money. How was the movie? Like, was it good? Should I go spend my money on it or should I just wait? Like, that's what I want to know. I don't care about how much money it made. Like, Top Gun being nominated this year for Best Picture, everyone kept bringing that up, like, oh, that it's a fan favorite. I go, yeah, but that movie just did it because they're doing that to honor the movie that saved the movie theater. You know what I mean? Like that's the movie. That's all it was. I love Top Gun. You guys heard me preach about it, but I didn't think it would deserve a Best Picture award, nomination. Like, come on, man. I could name 20 other fucking movies that came out this year. RRR is one of them. You know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about something different. That's different, and it was entertaining. It fucking stuck out, really well and stuff. Like, that's a movie. Like, that's a legit movie that deserves at least a nomination. Like, it didn't have to win. A nomination's good enough. And I mean, my kid, my youngest, his birthday wish for me, his birthday's next week. He goes, Dad, I want to watch everything the one that won Best Picture, everything and
everywhere all at once.
Yeah, and I'm like, it looks like, I bet it's good. Like, I'm not doubting it. Like, I bet it is a good movie, but it looks so artsy fartsy that I don't want to watch it. Like, I'm just like, this looks so weird. Like, that I don't think I could sit through this.
Hey, let me know when you watch it. I might watch it too, just to be able to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, I'm gonna watch it next.
I have the same reservations, so I don't want to just go into it unless you did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm interested.
I'll do that next week because he wants to see that. And like I said, Fast and Furious is what it's all about this week, and the Ontario Comic Con. That's it. That's all I'm worried about this week.
Oh my gosh, I gotta buy tickets for the convention.
So what about the we got Dark Horse here.
Lady Killers. I don't see that one.
What did they have?
Lady Killers.
Oh, there you go.
Blake Lively is attached to this action thriller. 1950s housewife who's also a highly trained killer.
Lively. Okay, I could see Blake Lively playing that. That's such a she's a hit woman, but she's married now with kids and stuff like that, and so her past is creeping up on her type thing. It's really good.
I've been waiting for the
Jenny Frison. Jenny Frison, I think, wrote and did the art for it. Or
is this the one with Ball and Chain?
No.
Because that was the one that all those ones on the list where I've been waiting for about 2 years now. Because they've had the rights to that for forever.
Yeah. And the
Scott
Goon.
Liddell.
They've been talking about the Goon, the animated TV show, for forever too. And I can't wait for that one to come out because the Goon is
Blur Studio, Chain Entertainment.
And if the Goon does good, that means my favorite book of his, Big Man Plans. Yeah, that's my shit, dude. That's my jam right there.
I love his stuff. Everything he's done. He even did that serial killer one too. Ed Gein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up with Eddie Gein or something like that, and that one was good too.
I'm excited about the Boom Studios because I have a lot of these comics.
Berserker.
Something's killing. I'm a little worried about, dude, because those books are so good that, like, I don't know, man. That one I think is going to be a hard one to pull off, unless I don't know. I'm going into it optimistic, so I'm a little worried on that one.
That right, and they don't get the special like. It's one of those ones that has such a rabid fan base that if they don't get everything right on that one,
it fucks it up.
You hear us bitch and complain about Star Wars, those people are gonna like raise holy hell. Like cities will burn.
Last Sons of America. Right. Fuzzy. Last Sons of America, Peter Dinklage is notably attached for this sci-fi adaptation being produced by Sixth and Idaho Productions.
Done. Let's do it. Where's my money? Take it.
One?
I don't know. It's called. It has Peter Dinklage in it. So
Last Sons of America.
America. Fuck yeah.
But yeah. All right, The Killer, David Fincher, Unsound.
Yeah, there's someone there I don't know. I only recognize Something's Killing, Berserker. Oh, Irredeemable. That one was good.
Oh, you're irredeemable. No.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
Gene.
That's the one. That's the one I was been waiting for. So this is like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but with superpowers. And the thing is, so they're a couple, and they're married, and they're about to get a divorce, but they can only be their superpowers only work when they're together. So I always thought that was just a good premise to it. And I've read it. The artwork on the book, I'm not a big fan of, but the story's fun. And The Rock had bought this like right, I don't know, I'm telling you, like 5 years ago. Him and when they were making the Jungle Book, he bought that because they're both of them are attached to play the characters. And so we've been waiting for a while for that. But after Black Adam, I don't know if that's going to get off the floor or not.
Sounds like Hancock.
Emily Blunt and,
Yeah,
Reverse.
and Dwayne Johnson.
yeah, it's literally Hancock. That's what it is. I never read God Country. I know you guys, a lot of
Really?
people were talking about. I never read it. I never read it.
my
I got
God,
all the books. I
you
just
need
never
to read
read
God
it.
Country too. God Country is so good.
Tony
Like,
Cates.
you want one that's gonna tug at your fuzzy strings, dude? God Country is the one. Like,
An elderly widower in Texas is cured of dementia after discovering an enchanted sword
yeah,
in the eye of a tornado.
it's
Due to
awesome.
this discovery, however, he must fight otherworldly creatures that the sword has summoned.
They want the other gods want it back because it wasn't supposed to be given, and he's not giving it back. So he goes and fights it, and he's got like his grandkids and stuff with him. But yeah, if he lets go of the sword, his dementia comes back, and he's like one of those mean. He's one of those mean old guys that like
Bitter.
that says a lot of hard R's sometimes. Like it's so good. But when he holds
Pneumonia.
that superpowers for his grandkids, oh, it's so good.
Pneumonia,
Pilgrim.
Vigily. Let's see. Pilgrim.
Pilgrim will be fun. Because the original cast is coming back. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be
Ramona.
Yeah, it's animated. That one looks like it's going to be fun. Did you ever see Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, we watched the movie.
Yeah, so this is what this is.
Didn't we review it?
Cast is
I
coming
think
back.
so.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'll switch my movie to that because I love Scott Pilgrim. I'll torture you guys next time.
Noctera, they're going to do that one.
Yeah, that's been in the works for a while. That's another one. That one in the remember that one Wildfires, or it came out last year, the Snyder book. It's called Wildfire or something like that. That was another one that they've been working on for a while.
Because that was after his. You know what? They were also supposed to be doing We Live.
Yeah.
We Live was supposed to get picked up too.
But see, to me, coming from anything can get picked up. You know what I'm saying? There's always interest in something. It never will it come out? Probably not. Out of all those ones we saw there, dude, I'll bet you 10 of them come out. Like, because
That's true.
It doesn't, and it has nothing to do with the creators or anything. It has to do with how is it going to translate to the screen, and how are we going to be able to pull it off? You know what I mean? Like, how do we do? And that's where, again, we've been watching the Indian movies and stuff, and we're talking about, like, you can tell, like, if someone who's making the movie really loves what they're doing, everyone's kind of in it to help out. You need someone to attack some of these movies, these comics that way. They have to go into there going like, this is, like how I love Huck, dude. I think I would make a great Huck fucking show or movie, because I love that story so much that I would be like, you guys, this has got to be in there. We could change this, but this part of the story has to stay in there because that's what the heart of the story is. You know what I mean? Like that's the idea, not just let's make a spectacle. Let's go out there and just shoot some stuff and make something look amazing. We need our trailer moments and stuff. And that you gotta. These are stories that, because nobody knows about them, you want to make it good, to make people, like Umbrella Academy, right? Umbrella Academy was a book that was, we knew about it and stuff like that. But when the show came out, that first season, everyone who never bought a comic book before was going to the comic store to go get Umbrella Academy stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want. We want shows like that where it makes people get back interested in going to get the books, because that's how this industry thrives. You know what I mean? That's how it keeps going, is making good stuff. Don't just expect to put a name on something and then that everyone's going to come, because then you're going to get shit on left and right. So
it was like that for us in the 90s with The Crow. I remember working at Mile High Comics, and The Crow came out, and everybody's like, "Yeah, you got that comic book that they based the movie on, or they reversed." I'm like, "You mean the movie based off the comic book?" Because I thought it was a comic based off the movie, and I'm like, "Please leave." Just go.
But yeah, like that's, I mean, I was out of the comic game for a while until I went into an old shop out here that I used to go to, and me and the guy were shooting the shit, and everyone had been talking to me and all the little interviews about comics because they knew I had read comics. And so I was like, I better start reading new books so I know what, when people ask me things, I can pitch things. And so I went in, and the guy recommended me Alias. And when I read that, like I read the first trade, I didn't even, like, I went home, I read it, and then I got back in my car, drove back, and I'm like, are there more? And he gave me all the trades, and I bought them all right there on the spot. And I went home and I read every single one of them. And I went into meetings after meetings just trying to pitch this. Like, dude, this is the greatest fucking thing I've read in a while. And the same thing when I read Amanda Connor's The Pro. Like, I threw that against the wall because I was so mad that I didn't come up with the idea. Like, it was so good. I was like, fuck, dude, this is a great movie. You know what I mean? This is a good idea. And I think I told you guys that when I read Something's Killing the Children, the first issue. I was just like, oh, my God, this is a fucking movie. Like, this is legit. Like, oh, my, this is great. But then again, you worry, like, who's going to fucking take the reins of this thing? Who's going to make it? And that's the scary part. So hopefully they get someone good.
I'm surprised on that boom list that Black Badge didn't get picked up. That seems like that, especially with the popularity of Yellow Jackets right now. Because Black Badge is kind of like, they're Boy Scouts. Essentially, they're Boy Scouts, but they're trained to be like secret agents and assassins and stuff like that. So there's a troop, and there's different troops that have different specialties. And so it follows this one particular troop of Boy Scouts. They're like, anywhere between the ages of like 14 and 18, I think. And they go up in ranks, and they get their little badges, their little Weeblos and, whatevers. And, they get to their Eagle Scouts and stuff. It's called Black Badge. And they have them out in, I think that's like 3 or 4 graphic novels. And it's really good.
I was told by Hollywood that they do not like children anymore to do any sorts of violence. That's what they were told. Because I pitched James Bond Jr. I don't know if you guys remember that cartoon. Yeah, I pitched an idea like that, but that was like a realistic thought process of taking a child from birth and training him, and it, it was a legit like assassin movie. And they were like, we can't have a kid running around slitting throats because then kids are going to try to imitate it. And I go, well, what do you think happens when we watched, Rambo and shit like that? I remember being a kid and having a fake, fucking Rambo knife and pretending.
Where do you think I
Rambo.
got the bungee pits from?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't think it mattered on the age of the person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I always, again, the thinking behind some of these producers, you just laugh. You go, what the fuck, dude? Like, you make no sense, dude. Like, you read that in a column somewhere and it just stuck in the back of your fucking head and you're just spouting it out and shit. Like, it makes no sense. Like, half the great kid movies that we watched when we were younger was them, Red Dawn, like fucking kids with machine guns going after Russian soldiers. Yeah. I mean, dude, like, you cannot fucking complain about that. Which one?
Transformers, the movie.
Fucking greatest cartoon to ever come out, dude. That's right.
Plenty of death and gore.
Transformers.
You got the touch. You got the power.
In this day and age with the raw women power, like we can do everything kind of thing, that they haven't picked up. Image Comics did Rat Queens. It's basically D&D, but it's like a group of 5. I think it's 5 women, and there's a lot of great stuff going on. But
I've been wrong because I thought I thought Paper Girls was gonna hit all those fucking things that they needed, and they
Paper Girls
canceled that
wasn't
quicker.
bad, dude. I had a good time with Paper Girls.
I did too, and I liked the books, but they canceled that like in a fucking flash. Like it wasn't even. They didn't even.
Like,
let
unless it's the
breathe.
next Walking Dead, they don't fucking give them a chance.
Yeah, because I like
And that's
it.
the problem. That's also the problem, because there are people who want to watch these things. Like when a new thing comes out now and it's the first season, I don't even try to watch it. Just because I don't want to fucking put in the work to watch the first season, and then they dump it. And then you're being a self-fulfilling prophecy. So,
well, I mean, I always tell people you got to give things a chance, like especially after the first season. I mean, Family Guy is a prime example. Like Family Guy was on, I think one or two seasons or 1.5 seasons, and they canceled it. Yeah, and then, but they got so many fucking people buying the DVDs and you know wanting to see more of it that they were like, okay, let's put it back on and stuff. So it's like, you know, you always got to give things a chance. Even The Office, like The Office, everyone, you know, unanimously loves. And you watch the first season and you're like, okay. But then it gets in the second and third, and then they start to find their footing and they go, you know, then it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Like that's why Banshee is one of the greatest shows ever fucking made, because every season was just an amazing trip. Boobs, someone's getting a blowjob or eating out, people's heads are being blown off, and there's kung fu everywhere. It's everything.
what channel is this on?
Cinemax.
Is it on HBO Max now?
Yeah, it's
This is the one you've been trying to get us to watch, huh?
Homelander's first show he did. It's fucking awesome. I bought props from that movie. That's how or from that show. That's how much I love that show.
I'm nervous because you said that all the stuff that was going on. What kind of props did you get?
Screen used.
Yeah.
Still had the stank on it.
No.
Oh no. All right, so I wanted to tie this in with that. Let's see if it works or not. I'm going in blind on this one. So this will be the last one. If we can get 30 minutes out of it, cool. If not, then
Josh is gonna fall asleep.
Yeah. Top 10 comic books rising in value in the last week include Fantastic Four, and a lot of Spider-Man. All right.
I'm kind of pissed about the Fantastic Four thing, because I can't buy a good Fantastic Four book anymore for a good price. Everything costs so damn much on them. Because everyone's speculating.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Yeah, let's see. I don't know if that Warlock book's gonna hold anymore. After the Guardians.
They made him a little silly. But that Spider Boy one, dude, I'm like, I can't believe it's still considered, like, I don't know. I've been watching people trying to move them and they can't move them. Like slabbed ones too.
My favorite was the one, because I had a whole stack of those amalgam Spider Boys, and everybody was buying those things up for like crazy. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? Oh yeah, wrong Spider Boy. Yeah, boneheads.
But yeah, I mean, I used to be able to get early Fantastic Four. I'm talking like fucking number 12, like low teens, fucking, $10, $15. You can't even look at one of those books now without paying $40, $50 for them and stuff, and shitty copies of it on top of that. So I'm like, fuck, all right, well, I guess I'm stuck with these an incomplete run of Fantastic Four.
Adam Driver is Mr. Fantastic. Margot Robbie is Sue Storm. Galactus is the main villain.
No.
I don't want
Surfer replaced with Parax.
I don't know about Kylo. I don't know about Kylo being fucking Mr. Fantastic. But again, like, I know everyone hated that last Fantastic Four movie, and I hated the ending, like the last 30 minutes of that movie. After they got their powers, that's when I started hating it. But the whole opening of it, like, I was in. Like, I was about to like write a whole fucking thing about how people are whining about it because it wasn't like the books. But then as soon as it got to the middle of the movie, I go, this is what everyone's talking about. Okay, this is why it sucks. Okay, here we go. But the idea of them being kids and fucking around with something, you know what I mean? And then throughout time, it's just gotten bigger and bigger. I like that. It had like a Goonie feel almost. And then all of a sudden, it just felt like everything else was just forced in there. You know, Michael B. Jordan being fucking, you know, Johnny Storm and stuff like that. You're like, oh man, come on, dude. Like, you know, I think the world of Michael B. I'll see anything that guy's in, but even I don't think he really wanted to play the part. You know what I mean? It just wasn't something he wanted to do. I think he just did it for a check. And so.
Miscast.
Yeah.
I think
I
that, was it tokenized?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what it was, and that's a sad thing. If he, because he is a great actor, he's amazing, dude. Like I love Michael B. Jordan, legit, like love him to death. But that was like the one movie I was like, fuck, dude, this is bad. Like it's really bad. But I like what's his nuts as Mr. Fantastic. Like I thought he played him really good. Except again towards the end, like that's where it got really bad. Like the whole idea of him, he had anguish and he felt bad for what he did to the team and stuff like that, and you could tell it in his face. Like I like that, and then because I mean, you watch the earlier Fantastic Fours, and those were like comic book movies. You know what I mean? Like legit peppy, they're bright. You know what I mean? Captain America's Johnny Storm, you know, was awesome and fun. And just the only problem I ever had was Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman. Like you know. That was my only beef. But everyone else in that thing was great casting. You know, it was fun. You know, I that's what got me back into Fantastic Four was those movies where I was like, oh yeah, I used to remember reading these things and stuff. And when I saw this one, I was like, okay, they're going a little bit different. And then right when I got to the end, I went, oh God, this sucks, dude. This is so bad.
You know, it's funny with that film. You know, I always bring this up because if you guys watch like the Late to the Party stuff, Liz likes almost every movie that we watch. I mean, it's her thing. She's like in for like everything, like movies that I'll be like, what the hell? She'll be like, oh, that was pretty good and this that. But so I knew when Michael B. Jordan was announced to be Johnny Storm, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not even watching it. So I didn't watch it. But Liz actually went to go see that movie, and she came home and she said that was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And that's how you know how bad it was. If Liz says it's bad, man, it is bad.
I was angry.
He was mad.
I was too.
Each actor are fantastic actors in their own right. And you know what I mean? If you see them in any other role that they've ever played, they're great. This was not, they miscast everybody for this thing. Like this whole movie was just I think it's one of those ones where like, oh shit, if we don't do anything, we're going to lose the rights to it. So let's put something together to make sure that we can extend that like contract or whatever out for another 5 years until we can figure out what the fuck we're going to do.
Yeah.
It had that Moon Knight thing going on with it where it was like lots of people, and then the last 15% of it, they'll have powers and do some shit. But most of it's just people talking.
For a single film, Liz went from the comic lizard to the jaded wife. That's great.
Yeah, it's true. I get angry thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should go back and give it a shot just to like refresh my memory on.
I did that during quarantine, and trust me, it doesn't age with time, dude. Like, you start noticing a lot of really bad things, and they're like down to like where at the end when Doom, he's on that planet or whatever, and fucking the Invisible Woman, Sue is coming at him, and she's trying to make him float and shit like that. Like there's at one point the wind picks up and her wig like lifts up and you can see like fucking dark hair underneath it, and then it comes back down. I was like, really? No one in editing saw that? Like I just saw it for the second time and I saw that, dude. Like, come on, man. Fucking color corrected at least, dude. Like something. But you know, I mean, from what I heard too, there was a lot of drama behind the scenes with that movie too. So, I mean, that again, as weird as it sounds, you do see it when people do love what they're doing. You know what I mean? When they're not just doing a paycheck, you know, when they're trying to really do something. So
Like the
that's what
Indian
showed on
movies?
here. Yeah, exactly like that. I mean, or even down to American movies that we know, like Batman. You know what I mean? Tim Burton's Batman. Burton had a vision. You know what I mean? He wanted to get this certain thing across, and he went out and he fucking made Michael Keaton be Batman. And when we saw, like, everyone thought it was stupid. And we were like, what the fuck, Michael Keaton, you know, is Batman. And it comes out, and we were just like, oh man, that was badass. Like, this was great. You know what I mean? That's like, there's heart and love into it. And then you go into Batman and Robin, right? You know what I mean? Like, you watch that and you're going like, oh God, this is bad. But everything, like, there's the Happy Meal toy, and there's the fucking, you know, the Hasbro toy that's going to come out. And here's our commercial cut that we're going to cut to, and fucking, you know, give Arnold his 20, you know, one-liners that he's going to say, you know, and shit like that. Like, you know, there's no heart in that. They're just doing it. So I'm always, and the same thing with Iron Man. Iron Man, the first Iron Man is all heart. Like, you could tell Downey had something to prove in that movie. Favreau had something to prove with that movie. So they made sure they put everything into that movie. And then as the movies progressed, you just kind of went, okay, they're just going through the motions and stuff like that because they got to make another one and stuff. So I'm always looking for heart in my movies. That's why Fast and the Furious is always awesome, because there's just nothing but heart in that. You know what I'm saying? It's family.
Stop watching all the movies, honey. Stop. This is the week.
Don't skip part 9
on the side so we can catch up on Fast and Furious.
Skip part 9.
Fine,
skip part 9. Because 9 will make you not want to see 10. That's what happened to my wife. She's like, I'm not watching anymore.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't caught up on them all, so I haven't seen
it. Edge. The Edge of Spider-Verse is coming too.
Yeah, I want to see Spider-Verse. I'll see Transformers. Why not? I want to see The Machine. I actually want to see The Machine.
I'm on the fence about that one.
I'm a Kreischer fan, so Boogeyman looks good.
Yeah, I'm in for Boogeyman, dude. That looks dope.
Nope. I can't. We saw the previews for that, and I was like, oh, this is a Stephen King thing. And I was like, oh, this is the Boogeyman.
When the flashlight's spinning, dude, I was like, oh, shit, something's going to pop out.
Oh, nope.
Hypnotic. I can take my memories. Hypnotic. I can take my memories and give them to you, Fuzz. Wonka.
They made a Wonka movie?
Is it the Wonka we all know and love, or don't know and hate?
The real story of what happened to that chocolate. Yeah. Barbie, I'm in.
Oh, here's the Fuzz. Here's a JD Geek movie. Oppenheimer.
Oh, dude, that looked good.
I've heard that's a really good one. Actually, I think I heard the Critical Drinker talking about the movies like Oppenheimer, where what you're doing is you're getting the old school directors that we respect, like Coppola, or I forget who is it that's doing Oppenheimer. Who's the director on that?
Chris Nolan.
Chris Nolan, that's right. So you're getting all of these like the talented directors from the days of old, you know, like 20 years ago, that they're the ones that are putting out these biopics. And Oppenheimer is one of them. I think there's one on Teddy Roosevelt that's coming out, and I forget what the other one is, but they're all. I want to
see that one.
Huh?
The one with the yellow background. That's the one I was telling you guys about last week.
Fool's Paradise.
That's one of Fuzzy's underground ones.
They got
that
the hat.
Really want to see. Well, it's got a Charlie Chaplin feel to it. That's what I love. Chaplin kind of style, you know, slapstick. And Strays, dude. I gotta see Strays. That looks so awesome, dude. I'm so into
bite
that
his
one.
dick off.
What?
The dog's Will Ferrell's voice, and fucking the guy keeps throwing he keeps trying to get rid of the dog, and he'll take him somewhere.
He drives out in the woods and
that's right. I
throws his stick out there, and the dog catches a stick and comes back. Goes off to the city to meet city dogs and.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's been that one, and then
The Blackening. I kind of want to see The Blackening. I'm not gonna lie.
no, so do I. Someone was pitching it to me. I haven't seen a trailer for it, but someone pitched it to me, and I was like, "Oh, I'll watch that." Like I was like, "That sounds good. I'm down." Flash, dude, gotta see Flash.
No Hard Feelings. That one looks like one of those ones that I'll see when it streams.
They're bringing Raiders
Monica?
back.
June 4th and 7th only.
I'd go
Oh.
theater to see it.
Yeah, I'd be down to see Raiders. That's before they're going to have Indiana Jones and the killing of your hero and replacing him with a girl.
Not gonna kill
Indiana Jones and the Last Jedi.
Did you get that from somewhere? I want to give the credit
No.
to it.
No, that's fresh.
Oh, nice.
We gotta
Haunted
catch
Mansion.
Mission Impossible
Yeah, we gotta do
movies,
Mission
too.
Impossible.
Fuck yeah! And that's
What's
part
that
one.
When
does
is it
Mission
out?
Impossible- When does Mission Impossible come? Oh, and Haunted Mansion.
Ugh.
Haunted Mansion,
I'm
I
with
like
you, Jaden.
it. You don't care for that one? I think I'll
Fuck
do a better
no.
job than Eddie Murphy
I already
did.
saw the Eddie Murphy version. I'm good.
I didn't even see that. So you guys did a step further than I ever did. I've never seen that one. Like, had no
Haunted Mansion,
inkling.
that's the Tim Burton one, right?
July 14th, Mission Impossible.
Damn. It's
Can't
before we
wait.
come out. Son of a bitch.
Hey, if it's out if it's still in theaters when you guys come out, trust me, I'm sure I'm gonna love it, and I'm sure Fuzzy's gonna want to see it at least 10 times because I torture my children with Bond movies, Mission Impossible, and Fast and Furious. That's what we watch when we're bored.
Oh, talk
Wait.
to me. This is the one about the hand that the girl sees her dead mom with or something. Horror.
What?
You know the one where the kids are at like a party and there's like this mannequin hand with scribbles on it, and the chick touches the hand and says "talk to me," and then she like gets possessed by ghosts or some shit. It's been on all of these horror. How late are you getting to the movies, Fuzz?
Dude, I've never seen this trailer. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, talk to me.
That sounds dope. Hey, original horror, I'm all about, dude, because I've seen it. I've seen all the horror. Like, you know what I mean? Like, show me something good. Don't me. Don't me. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be cheering with the Fuster. I'll be in the front row. You guys will be a couple seats behind me, probably, and I'll just be like, ha, 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 and I'm gonna stand up. James, you see the goddamn? Woo!
You go to the front row?
No, I try, as long as I got somewhere to put my feet up, I'm a happy camper. I'm that guy. I'm sorry. I just don't, but I'm also the guy that's not rude and will do it if you're sitting in front of me or even in the other seats right here. Cause I feel bad because my foot will slip sometimes and go through the crack and I don't
The
want to
theater
kick
we go
somebody.
to is all with recliners now.
Oh, even better. You'll be groaning. You're going to
You'll be
be
groaning.
cheering with me. I'm telling you, no one makes a Fast and Furious movie better. Even my mother-in-law on Mother's Day tells me, she goes, Nikki, are we going to see that Fast movie, that Fast X? Like that? I said, yeah, oh yeah, we want to go see it? Yeah, I got to see that with you. You make it so fun. I was like, no, Mom, Grandma, you make it fun. You make it fun. She's the same woman that panics at every fucking death-defying stunt. Like, hi.
Oh man.
No, you won't. You won't be saying this is so dumb. You're going to say, how did they do that? That's what you're going to say. And then you're going to say family.
No, he's not gonna say how did they do that. He's gonna say why did they do that.
How did they drive in a straight line 90 miles an hour for
Right.
like 20 minutes and not
There's long
get
roads.
out of the airport?
Long. That was a big plane, so they had to have a big runway. You see, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all logical. See, my
I
big
mean, maybe
thing
it'd
is-
have to be be able to be a wrestling fan and just suspend my disbelief.
Just
Yeah,
right
because
there
I'm
in the
not a
wrestling
wrestling fan
gonads.
per se, and I love these movies, so
Well, like, look, dude, like the beauty of the Fast and the Furious ones up to number 9, okay? Because number 9, this rule does not apply, what I'm about to say. But what they would do is they would always try to base it as much in reality as possible. As silly as some of the stuff would be, they would try their hardest to base it in reality until the last 20 minutes. And that's when this epic fucking unbelievable stunt would happen. And by then, it's the end of the movie. And you just went, okay, I ran through this movie and it was all awesome until that one silly part, dude. Like down, I
So
forgot.
they're driving in the car out of a plane and then they grab a hold of a rope.
Exactly. But that's the end of the movie. As soon as you go, oh, that's it, the credits roll, and you went, okay, that's fine. You know what? That's how they did it. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. I suspend disbelief. This last one, number 9, the first 20 minutes, all of a sudden, just insane shit's happening, and you're going like, what are these guys, superheroes? Like, what the fuck? When did they get superpowers and stuff? And he literally makes fun of that in the movie. Like, Tyrese is like, he goes, I'm invincible. Like, look at me. I got shot 6 times and it didn't even go through. You know? He's like, we've knocked out submarines. He's listing off all this stuff. And I was like, okay, now they're just making fun of themselves. Like, okay, that's where we're at now. So I'm hoping they readjusted and gotten back into it in this next one.
your favorite Brie Larson's gonna be in this one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I'm gonna like her, but I'll tell you this: they haven't showed her a lot in the trailer. They've been focusing on Momoa, so I'm thinking Momoa steals the show.
Breakout scene has him run off the bus and catch a spoiler of a car that's drifting on a cliff.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Or even like in this last, I'm telling you, we literally just watched it, and he's driving, and there's mines blowing up in the 9th one, and all of a sudden Michelle Rodriguez flies off the fucking thing in midair, and he hits the e-brake and turns the car right, and she lands right on the hood. And I went, how many times can you catch somebody with the car? I don't know. That's the part where I'm like, no, that doesn't work.
Every movie. Every movie. What do you mean how many times? At least 10.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. And then the part in this one where I was like, uh-oh, I hope that's the end of the movie, was when he's driving and the helicopters come and they fire the harpoon guns at him and they go through the doors and he hits the nitrous and he turns right and he flies off the bridge and both helicopters collide into each other. I was like, yes!
Dead people come back more than in comics too.
Yes, that's true too. That was my biggest complaint of the whole series, is that, again, you kill someone, you got to keep them dead. Like when they brought Michelle, I was kind of on board. I was like, okay. And then they brought back Han, and I'm like, no, we knew he was dead from part 3. You can't keep doing this, dude. Like, come on. I'm watching that tomorrow. I have that on my list to watch tomorrow, The Covenant. That one looks really good. But that looks like another tearjerker, and Fuzzy saw 2 movies today that had me bawling my eyes out that I had to watch Evil Dead afterwards, just to man up a little bit, because I had mocos coming out of my nose. I was so upset.
Every villain becomes part of the team.
Nuh-uh. Charlize Theron's like the fucking, what was the name of the Inspector Gadget bad guy? Not Dr. Evil. Dr. Claw. Charlize Theron's Dr. Claw of the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like, she keeps just popping up and she's like, you forget about me? Shit like that. And then we were watching the 9th one.
Gadget next time.
I'll get you, Toretto. But I'm like,
if you're going to have somebody pop up, Charlize ain't bad.
She's not. And the kid's watching with me, goes, I don't like that haircut. I looked at him and watched what you, and Charlize Theron, that's what you're staring at? Is her fucking haircut, dude? Like, come on, man. I'm doing something wrong. Every time. Not every time. Okay. That was Dom's brother, John Cena. I know he was hard to see. That's the one you shouldn't see. That's the one that goes above and beyond the belief. Because John Cena doesn't look a thing like Toretto.
That's the problem you have with it? That's hilarious.
It's not the cars flying from like building to building in Dubai. It's the fact that John Cena.
That's possible. Do you know physics? Do you know physics? Are you a physics teacher? No,
No, but I'm not a
I'm not
dumbass.
they
not a
hire
I'm not a
physics
teacher, but I do know
professionals,
physics.
and they all go out with tape measures and
You're
go like
crazy.
this, and
All
go
right,
like
you're
that,
going
and
too
they
far
try to
now.
measure it out.
Anyone
No.
try Spider-Verse Whopper? Is that some
Mm-mm.
kind of a trick? I can see like, oh, you go to Burger King, you ask for a Whopper, and then they
No,
shoot webs on your face.
It's a red bun, and it looks like the fucking the Spider-Man mask. I saw it, and I'm like, I'm not eating any red bun. I'm good.
Should go to Burger King tomorrow.
Nope.
They hired physics professionals from Wish.com.
Hey, it doesn't matter. They hired them, okay? And then they took toy cars and threw it, and was like, yeah, that's an arc. If we got it to 35, 50 miles, we can make it. What about a second one? Nah, well, that's where we'll be really pulling, the physics
That's
strings.
the weird thing because
At
the
least they're
second one,
flying. At least they're like going farther and farther to the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in until the first Brazil one. That one I thought was still good, and after that, it just got crazier and more absurd with each one. Skydiving in the cars, jumping from buildings, driving across the fucking ice, being chased by a submarine. I'm like, come on.
You would think this was a James Bond movie.
Yeah,
That's what they became. That's what they became.
They jumped the shark, and then they jumped genres.
Yeah, that's in. So again, from my friend that works that runs the financials, helps run over at Universal, was explaining to me that this is like their gold franchise. Like every movie, the first three were made on such small budgets. Like the third one was supposed to go straight to DVD. Like that's what it was supposed to go. They were like, we weren't even going to plan to put it in theaters. They just wanted to. Hey, that's where we got Justin Lin, and Justin Lin is an amazing fucking director. I just feel bad that he started off again. Better Luck Tomorrow. Maybe we should make that my pick. Better Luck Tomorrow, and I won't torture you guys. Let's do that because you guys have never seen Better Luck Tomorrow, right?
No.
is it 10 years old?
Oh yeah, wait, I saw it in high school, so yeah, it's his first movie, and it's a Goodfellas feel kind of movie, and it's the prequel because Justin Lin's now, because Han is in that movie, like Han as a teenager, and it's dark as shit. Like you'll be like, oh fuck, this is the guy that makes the Fast and the Furious movies. Like, why do you keep making these movies and shit? Like it's good, it's hella good.
I forgot about the cartel super tunnel. I forgot about that. Oh my
Dude,
God.
that's one of the greatest scenes ever, dude. When he leaps out the car and jumps into the other one and punches the guy and knocks him out, and then he fucking crashes it. Like, come on, that's a roller coaster. But again, let's go back to my theory. When does that happen? In the last 20 minutes of the film. So the rest of the movie, you're all with it. They're running, they're chasing, they're shooting, they're banging, they're doing that. And then all of a sudden at the end of it, the bullshit comes. Don't note me. This ain't no. There ain't no aliens flying above us. No.
Twisted Metal Show. When's that coming out?
I just saw that Anthony Mackie is in it. That's all I saw. I didn't even see a trailer.
Oh yeah. Who does he play in that?
Captain America. Does he drive
Yep.
the ice cream truck?
No, that was at the end. That someone said that's at the end of the trailer. That you see the truck come out, the ice cream truck. Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
The truck, and then it zoomed. The cameras, you see him get into his car, and then it like pans back, and you see him driving on this like messed up like world of a road type situation, and then the camera zooms into and you hear the ice cream music playing, and you go into Sweet Tooth's truck, and you kind of see a clown.
In the video game, the black character was called Axel, and he was like cybernetically attached to two giant wheels on the side.
Oh, that's right.
That was his deal. So I wonder, if they're gonna be accurate to the video game.
But since Guns N' Roses got back together, I don't think they want to do that to Axel anymore.
No, it was not. Okay, dude. And then when they broke him out of prison, that's believable that a Charger can flip a bus. Okay, did you not see another 48 Hours? It happened then too. So it's been in more than one movie. So nanny.
Yeah, I also saw the beginning of The Other Guys where they did some crazy stuff with cars too.
Yeah, see, it was flying through buses, and there goes my hero. I'm telling you, dude, I know physics, dude. I should have been a scientissimus, you know.
You have the right to remain.
Scientissimus?
You have the right to remain silent, but I want to hear you scream.
Oh man.
The first 15 minutes of that film is worth the price of admission alone. The rest of it's kind of boring, but man, the beginning of the other guys is just unbelievable.
No, the scene where he says that I'm a lion or whatever. No, and he's like, I'm a lion, and we would go into the water, and he's like, you're a shark or a fish. Yeah, but we would make breathing apparatuses, and we'd come up there and we'd figure out how to get your ass. That shit killed me. Oh God. Dude, but another 48 hours, dude. The Eddie Murphy's one of the best lines ever out of it, because that movie sucks. But if you watch this one line, he was in the bar, he's got the gun. He's like, all right, I've had enough of this shit. I was on a bus that flipped over 17 times. Some bitch tried to stab me in the bathroom, and my car exploded. Now, who wants to fuck with me? And this one redneck's like, I'll do it. And he shoots him in the leg, and the guy falls down. He's like, anyone else want to live? He walked my best scene ever, dude. Tell me, another 48 hours. Watch that.
I don't know. I want the knife.
I'm telling you. I think that Haunted Mansion is the only Eddie Murphy movie I've never seen. Like, I've seen everything else except that, because I was like, nope, not watching that. Like, no way, that looks dumb.
It's not. Yeah, it's dumb. It's entertaining. If you're a Disney person, like I am, it's fun and I like it a lot.
Told you.
Did you see what Liz, did you see what I was doing? I'm doing on Thursday on my Lego show.
Huh?
I'm cracking open a fresh case of those mystery bags of the Disney 100.
I need a set.
Well,
I need a set.
If I got some left over, I'll definitely hook you up, dude. Tree of Life, garbage, dude. God, that's another artsy fartsy movie. What the fuck, dude? Come on, James. This is why you don't like Fast and Furious, dude. You gotta have fun with it. Look, I got the Toretto shirt on. I got the fucking Toretto cup. I'm ready, dude.
He's got Tourette's.
You have too much hair.
I'm picking Forget No Holds Barred. I'll torture you guys the next time. I want you guys to watch Better Luck Tomorrow in honor of Fast and Furious, the true prequel to Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Oh, no, you're right, James. You're right. That's right. I did see that. It's the one where he couldn't lie or whatever. I did see that. It's like his version of Liar Liar or something. Didn't like that one.
There was a Britney Spears special tonight.
Yeah, wasn't it like 60?
Did she do it again?
No, it's because supposedly everybody thinks that she's gone crazy now that she doesn't have her conservatorship, so now she's acting out or whatever. But
well, because she's been in prison.
I was gonna say she's free now, so
yeah.
But everybody's like, "Oh no, she doesn't know how to handle herself. She's never had to do it by herself, and so now she's gone all kinds of crazy."
Oh, when you're in prison like that, trust me, you know how to handle yourself and do yourself all the time. So.
She wasn't in prison. She was performing in Vegas.
I think that what people are trying to say is that maybe she should be back under her conservatorship. But I don't know.
Like, dude, look at Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
She should be conservatorshiped like a motherfucker. Like, she's running out there doing crazy that poor sweet girl. Oh man.
What is she?
I don't know.
She the female Ezra Miller?
Yeah. But there's something about.
No, I don't think she's that bad.
I think she's got a screw. I think she's got like a mental. Like, she legit has like a mental problem. She should probably be diagnosed and drugged.
And she put tattoos on her face and just fucking going out there doing crazy crack whore shit. And it's just like, I don't know.
A hell of a drug.
Maybe there's a double standard between men and women, but there's just like, a level that women can get to. That's just, I don't know, being a guy having 3 daughters. That it's just like fuck, man. I just
I think it's just I don't know, because there are some kid stars that did okay. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like everyone would always say, like, don't you want your kid to do it? I'm like, no way, dude. Like, look at the track record. Like, there's not that many good fucking people that grew up in the Hollywood scene, and
even if they are okay, they had to like fucking bust a Drew Barrymore and go through 10 years of fucking therapy or some shit.
yeah, exactly.
That lady still ain't okay. Unfortunately, when I'm at work, sometimes her ridiculous talk show is up there on the screen playing, and she's like in a
Dude,
different world. It's gross.
no, dude, tell me, okay, you guys know who Jiminy Glick is?
Yeah.
Martin Short doing
Martin
the
Short.
fat guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Drew Barrymore sounds like when she's doing her fucking talk show. She's like always like leaning in, and she's like, and we were friends. We were friends. Remember, we did this show together. We did a movie. Like, I'm always like, I want to watch Jiminy Glick after I see her. Shit. Her and her talking like this and shit, like she had a stroke.
All right. Well, time to wrap it up. 11:05. We'll be back next Monday, 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time, as always. You should, hopefully, Fuzzy can make up his fucking mind on what
Better
movie
luck
we're going to
tomorrow.
watch.
I made it. Tap tap. Better luck tomorrow.
All right, send that out in the chat so
I will.
I'll
I'll
remember
put the
it.
trailer up for you guys.
Liz and Josh, I know it's the future there, so we appreciate you coming out.
No worries.
James.
Always, I'll see you at the movies, and we're going to prove the physics are correct. And I'm going to bring my Fast and Furious cars, and we're going to throw them off the top of the thing and watch what happens, dude. Watch.
Let me know if they're giving out those cards too.
I will. I'll come and show them off.
If you can snag me a set, that'd be awesome. If you can.
I'll take James. I'll beat James up and take him.
Yeah, see, I did James a solid. I made you watch the Ewok movie based off of what he wanted.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that, James. Trust me, you're gonna hear that from me. Love, peace, and chicken grease, ladies and gentlemen. IMAX. Well, let's go to the IMAX. I know I'm getting the bucket.
All right, James.
I got the cup, dude. I'm ready.
Next week. Bye.
Peace.